Hey guys, welcome to TechWeb. In this video, I'm going to be speaking about 5 podcasts that every product manager should listen to. These podcasts are suitable for people who are trying to break into product management and also suitable for people who are product leaders today. So ensure you're here for the entire video because I'm going to be talking about the type of topics these podcasts talk about, also who's the right audience for these podcasts. So let's get started on the product podcast. It has around 350 episodes. And features PMs coming from Meta, Google, Microsoft, etc. etc. These are well suitable for individuals who are trying to break into product management, but also people who are currently product managers. Focused or interviews are around daily responsibility, tasks of a product manager. So if you're a PM aspirant or someone who's currently a product manager, you're listening to the product podcast. Number 2, this is product management. It has around 300 episodes. The goal of this podcast is to help you become a better product manager, specifically helping you to transition into a more strategic product management role. It features product leaders coming from Adobe, Shopify, Viacom, Under Armour, etc. etc. And they speak more about day-to-day user experimentation, user research, and user experience. So these podcasts are more towards people who are already product managers. Some of the podcasts also talk about how you can break into product management, how you attempt product management interviews. So if you are a product manager right now, ensure you're listening to this podcast. Number 3, Product Hunt Radio. You might have heard of Product Hunt, but the podcast of Product Hunt is a great resource not only for product manager who's either a marketeer or an entrepreneur or someone who's trying to build a product. It's a weekly podcast that specifically dives deep into product and tech trends. They invite founders, co-founders, journalists, investors, entrepreneurs, product makers, etc. etc. So if you're someone who's just starting out to build a product, this is the podcast for you. 4, Masters of Scale. This is a podcast by Reid Hoffman, who's the co-founder of LinkedIn and also a well-known Silicon Valley investor. Podcast primarily talks about how CEOs from Nike, Starbucks, Netflix, Slack built and scaled their companies. This podcast is a great resource for product leaders, product managers, growth product managers, fundraisers, entrepreneurs, and consultants. So if you're someone who's currently trying to scale a product from a growth perspective, this is the podcast for you. Number 5, Fearless Product Leadership. This podcast is hosted by Hope Gurian. It interviews product leaders across B2B and B2C startups and mature companies. Talks about how product leaders handle tough responsibilities on a day-to-day basis. If you're someone who's a new product leader or who's already a product leader, someone who's wanting to transition into product leadership role, this is a great podcast for you. And that is pretty much going to be it. If you're interested in knowing the top 5 books in product management, check out the link in the description. Otherwise, these are the top 5 podcasts that I personally want to recommend you as well. If there is any podcast that I miss out, please feel free to add that in the comment. But if you like the video, consider subscribing to the channel and also dropping a like on this video. And I'll see you in the next